And a jolly good morning to you from a bright sunny London, just outside Blackfriars station by the River Thames. And today I'm going to go on a 5 to 6 kilometre walk, as produced by my favourite app of the moment, the Go Jaunty app. I've put in 5 kilometres and it reckons it's going to take me just over an hour, which is quite convenient because I have about an hour to kill here before I need to press on with my day. So at complete random, I'm just going to follow the walk, which I believe is going to take me down onto the Thames path, heading towards London Bridge direction, and then back over the river and continue the walk. Well, let's see where it takes us. It looks like a figure of 8 walk, and as I say, it should take just over an hour and be 5 kilometres long. It's Blackfriars station there that spans the River Thames. Tide is just flying out at the moment. It's already quite low, looking at the beach on the other side there, but it's still flowing out towards the sea. I'm pretty sure the walk is going to take me as far as the Millennium Footbridge, which is just ahead there. Across to the south side, to the bank side, and we'll see where the walk takes me from there. I can see at the furthest point away from here there appears to be a small park. That's the turnaround point, so with a little bit of luck there'll be some kind of cafeteria there or somewhere to grab a coffee. And as you can probably see there, that's the Shard, Tate Modern Museum. Just over there behind the Millennium Bridge is the Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. And we're just walking past Blackfriars Pier. So if you want to arrive in this part of London and you'd like a nice scenic ride to here, then come along the Thames on the Uber boats, the Thames Clippers, as opposed to the underground, the bus or trains. Just use tap and go on the Thames Clippers or your Oyster card. I'd personally rather use one of those than the Thames cruises that you can pay a lot of money for. They're just public boat services and you get just as good a view. The only thing you won't get really is a commentary of what you can see. But they do have a little, as I recall at least anyway, a little cafe on there where you can grab a coffee or whatever. But if you want a champagne lunchtime cruise along the Thames, then you'll have to go and get the tourist boats for that. There's St Paul's Cathedral just poking its head above that building there, which I believe that building is the home of the Church of Scientology. The one in the foreground, I mean, not St Paul's Cathedral. So we're just on Queen Victoria Street, just briefly. It's a bit of a busy main thoroughfare. Nothing particularly interesting to see here. Well, that's the College of Arms, which is quite a nice looking building. And again, you can just see the top of the dome of St Paul's Cathedral there. In a moment, we're just going to take a right turn, head down towards the Millennium Footbridge and cross over to the other side of the Thames. Another great place to get those Instagrammable photographs from, if you do all that kind of thing. That's if you can find a spare spot on there to take your photo without someone walking in front of you. That can be a problem sometimes. And when you get to the other side, you arrive directly at the doors almost of the Tate Modern Museum, which is an old power station. Not really sure what that very high-pitched whining noise is, but hopefully someone will turn it off soon. And that's how loudly that's coming out on the video, but it's not a great noise, that's for sure. Bankside Pier now, we're on the south side of the River Thames. And the walk's heading me off in the general direction of London Bridge and Borough Market. I'm not quite sure if it's going to get that far before we take a turn right inland a little way. There's the City of London looking splendid in the sunshine this morning. This particular walk's going to turn off way before we get to Borough Market or London Bridge, but this is a really nice walk if you want to add a 20-25 minute walk onto your day. If you head into London Bridge or vice versa, just get off at one of those stations and walk the rest of the way along the river here. Even on the worst days, it's still quite pleasurable to walk along here. Pretty busy today, it's still quite early in the morning, a lot of tourists around, a lot of school groups. There's tons of places to pop in and grab something to eat or get a drink, that kind of thing, a few pubs. Just going to come up to Southwark Bridge now. And to be walking underneath that through the passageway. Just walking past a place called the Real Greek. I've eaten in there a few times. Hang on a sec. There, the Real Greek. There's a few of them in London. I really like it actually. Not entirely sure quite how authentic it is. I'm sure some Greek people might be able to comment on that, but it certainly has a nice selection in there, and I've eaten in there a few times. Liked it quite a lot actually. So authentic or not, it seemed to be pretty good to me. There's quite often buskers in here, but nobody today. Probably put off by that whining noise that's still going. Seem to be getting nearer to it, whatever it is. This is where we take a bit of a turn off inland, so to speak, away from the river, before we get to that's Cannon Street Railway Bridge and Cannon Street Station just over there. So much noise this morning, it's incredible. There's always something going on in London to make a lot of noise. Right, well the app is sending me straight off down there. Should be interesting. If you're going to visit the Golden Hind or Clink Street, Clink Museum, Prison Museum, and in fact if you're walking to London Bridge and Borough Market, you'd carry on down there. It's nice down there. That's not where I'm being sent today, so I'm going this way. Right, so taking a right turn here onto Red Cross Way, I think it is. Again, if you just carried on up there, around the corner, some very interesting old buildings underneath the arches that you can look at, and you will also come to Borough Market. There's street art there for those that like that kind of thing. Anyone got any idea what these are all about? Right, lit up, different coloured little globes on the inside of the railway bridge. So much noise. Just seems nobody can seem to do anything quietly in London or have a vehicle that runs quietly. Everything just seems to make a real massive noise. If you don't mind that, you'll be fine. Crossbones Graveyard. All these ribbons are about. And I have to say, these are a few back streets in Southwark that I've not wandered down before, so as always, very interesting. Strangely, on the Go Jauntly app, the one I'm using today, it very often gives you a green route or a fast route. But on this particular occasion it didn't, mainly probably because we're in the middle of a city and there's not all that much green to send you through, so this is interesting. Red Cross Garden. Well, this is certainly worthy of a little look inside. Fairly sure it wasn't included on the itinerary as such. Amazing though how you can find these little corners of London that suddenly are a lot quieter than everywhere else. Little old post box there. That shard pops up everywhere. It's a bit like the Eiffel Tower in Paris. You wherever you walk around London or Paris, the buildings suddenly pop into view between other buildings, suddenly in places you're not really expecting them to pop up, but they do. A little pond with see a few tadpoles swimming around in there. Right, on we go. So I'm going to get to the end of this road, so take a left turn and around that corner, heading towards Borough Tube Station to give you an idea of roughly where we are. Mint Street. And Marshalsea Road is the road we're going on to by the looks of things. There's Borough Tube Station just over here on the right hand side. And this of course left to right here is Borough High Street, or right to left. Oh, I'm just gonna... I thought I could smell some nice food. Just down this little side street here. What we got going on here? Authentic Filipino flavours. I can see some Sun Valley jerk, so jerk chicken maybe from Jamaica, and some Gambian. I'll tell you something. If this was nearer to lunchtime, I'd be very, very tempted to stop here and have a little look. Some Vietnamese iced coffee and iced tea as well. Wow. This smells, I wish I could put that on the video. The smells coming from this grill. Setting themselves up ready for lunchtime. It's only about 10:30 at the moment, so just cooking up, getting ready for a rush at lunchtime. A bit early for that sort of food just at the moment. Wow, that smelled good. Luckily I'm upwind from it now, otherwise I'd be drooling big time. On Tabard Street now, off the main drag a little bit again. Fairly quiet down here. I just realised I kind of took a wrong turning on my figure of 8 walk. I should have turned left when I went straight on, but that's no problem. I will come back to that same point and continue back in the opposite direction once I get to that point again. And the green space or park that I mentioned as being round about the halfway point is here. This is it. The route just takes me through the gate just to appear on my left, and a bit of a wander around it and then back out the other side. In fact, in theory, I should have actually arrived through that gate over there looking at the map, but as I took a slight wrong turn where the figure of 8 met the other part of the figure of 8, I'm now going in the opposite direction, but not to worry. I'll complete the figure of 8 one way or the other. Not even sure what this is called. Hopefully there'll be a sign here once I get up here. Ah, Tabard Gardens, there you go. Kids' playground over there, by the looks of things. Not a huge lot else in here, but it's a few seats and so on to sit around on. And a nature area. It's an area where they just let all the weeds and grass and everything grow to help the wildlife and insects and so on. That's all that is. Right, out of Tabard Gardens now, and there's this other small one just here as I've come out, Hankey Place Gardens. Roses are slightly past their best, but that seems to be the main feature in here. There's that shard again. The Workman Cafe. I wonder. I do like the way this app sends you down little alleyways that you perhaps wouldn't otherwise go down, because they look like you're not really supposed to be down there, but this clearly states there's a public right of way down here. Well, it's not obvious. Ah, yeah, so there's a sign there just stating it's got there's pedestrian access from 6 AM to 10 PM daily, and there's a gate there which presumably will get closed up at night time to stop people lingering about in here. Nice little area actually. There's a lot of these quite high-end apartments here, and it's a nice little seated area out here, a grassy area. Very nice. Right, so answer this for me. Pure Gym, okay? Presumably you can join Pure Gym, and for a monthly fee, and then it's got in the window there over 50 free classes a week. So is it free? Is it really free if you've paid for membership? It's included in your membership, isn't it? Therefore it's not free. I don't like advertising like that. It's poor, very poor. And admittedly, the classes, the aerobics and things like that won't be for everybody. And they're not charging extra for those that want to do it. So it should be 50 classes a month at no extra cost. Would be the way of describing it, I think. Okay, that's the daily whinge over with. Back to Long Lane. So this is a right little stroll around the residential areas of Southwark. Normal private and social housing, some high-end apartments and some not quite so high-end. It's pleasant enough down here. All the more modern stuff, you suddenly get that really old building there. And after that little jaunt over to the other side of Borough High Street, we're back there again, back at Borough High Street. Carrying on down there. Probably about 100 yards further along Borough High Street than we were when we first crossed it half an hour ago. Right, so just come up to the point in a moment where the figure of 8 crosses, and I decided to go straight on when I should have turned left, which would have meant I would have come up in the opposite direction to the way I'm walking now. Instead I went straight on, which is a left turn just ahead of us, and I would have come back from the left and taken a left turn, which is now my straight ahead. If all that makes sense to you, then you're a better person than me, for sure. Yeah, we're coming to the crossroads and I'm going to go straight on, basically, to continue on the figure of 8 for the last quarter of this walk, approximately, back to London Blackfriars. You see Crossbones Yard again, just here on the right. And I went sailing off up that road there when I should have turned left. Anyway, it's no big deal. Damascus kitchen, that sounds interesting. Baba ganoush, couscous, yeah. Falafel station as well. Yeah. The good old Londies. We're crossing over Southwark Bridge Road now. Kind of running parallel to the River Thames at this point, so heading in a westerly direction, I guess you could say. On to Great Guildford Street, back under the railway arches again. Just heading back towards the River Thames now. You can just see the rear of the Tate Modern Museum directly ahead of me. We're just turning onto the very busy Southwark Street now. Of course, if you're really brave and didn't want to walk around London or use the tube and buses, you could always hire one of the bikes. If you're brave. There's a lot more cycleways now in London, but It's still a bit of a hairy experience, I find, cycling around here. But if you get used to it, I guess it's not too bad. There's a lady just parking her one up there. Don't know how much they cost to use, but presumably not too expensive. So there you go. Feels slightly like the walk's ending via the tradesman's entrance, so to speak, coming just back round here through this alleyway, and we're back at Blackfriars station, albeit the south side. I started on the north side, right the way over there on the other side of the Thames. And of course, if you're not going into the station, then you'll probably need to go underneath the arches here, through to the other side, and walk back to the north side over the Blackfriars Road Bridge, or walk back to the Millennium Footbridge just down there that we start, at the beginning of the walk. Or go to the Founder's Arms and have yourself a nice refreshing drink. So I hope you enjoyed that walk. It was approximately 5 kilometres long. It was mostly around Southwark on the south side of the River Thames. So that's just over 3 miles, 3.2 miles, and took a little over an hour.